Hey folks, have you heard about the tabletop RPG adventure that was created by NASA? If not, settle down, buckle up, and get ready, because we're diving into the cosmic mystery of the Lost Universe. I'm Eddie G, DM Fumble, and we're fumbling around. Today I'm going to give you a summary and my thoughts on the new TTRPG adventure from NASA. Yes, those science folks. Warning, there will be some spoilers, but I'm going to try to keep everything to a minimum because I don't want to spoil the full mystery for DMs who want to read it and enjoy it for themselves. The Lost Universe is an adventure set on the rogue planet of Exlaris, where a dark mystery has enveloped the city of Alderstron and involves the Hubble Space Telescope. The adventure is designed for 4 to 7 players of levels 7 to 10 and is easily adaptable to your favorite TTRPG system, though it definitely has the fingerprints of D&D throughout. Not surprisingly, from an adventure created by NASA, between battling nefarious foes, you're also learning some real science. That's right, you'll be leveling up your knowledge about our universe while taking down this adventure's big bad. Now let's talk details. When you download everything from their site, of course there's a link in the show notes below, you get the following: a small poster based on the adventure's cover artwork. Depending on your place of work, this might be an interesting way to get people to try a role-playing game, and this poster could be that first call to action. You also have a nice map of the area around the city of Alderstron, including directions to 4 other cities that might be used in follow-up adventures. Finally, you have the 44-page PDF, including the covers, with all the adventure backgrounds, scenes, and even a bunch of handouts for your players. Now let's dive into the adventure. The adventure starts off with the premise that you are you. You start off on Earth, and you get some real-world history of the Hubble telescope, but on this Earth, the Hubble telescope never existed. Or did it? You, as you, have a nagging feeling that something isn't right here. That's all set aside as you soon find yourself in the body of whatever character you created, while still retaining your knowledge of your true self and Earth. In addition to this new body, you also find yourself on an alien world, one that blends science and magic together. This new world is a rogue planet, one that no longer has a sun. The mages, also known as researchers, they've set up a network of high-powered lamps that provide day-night cycles in the cities and sunlight for crops. But this leaves much of the rest of the planet in perpetual darkness. As the players arrive in the middle of the city of Alderstron via magic, they can explore the city and pick up clues about missing people, including a prominent researcher. Later they encounter a puzzle based on an understanding of wavelength shift, learn some history on real-world astronomers and physicists, and get a clue why the Hubble telescope was seemingly erased from Earth's history. Finally, the adventure leads to a big battle in a nearby ruins against a dragon and its elven minion. Afterward, the Earth's timeline is restored, and you can remain on Exlaris or return to Earth. Before we get back to our regularly scheduled video, let me ask a favor. If you enjoy the content on this channel, please consider hitting the like and subscribe. The likes let YouTube know that this is good content and should be shared with other like-minded folk. And the subscribe lets you know when new content is available. Lastly, if you're in a position to help the channel financially, please consider heading over to my DM's Guild page and picking up one of my low-cost adventures or other D&D 5e supporting materials. And don't forget to pick up some of the many free documents offered from me as well. Check out the link in the show notes below. And now, back to the show. Okay, here's some overall thoughts. This could be a great adventure for new players, although that suggested level of 7 to 10 might cause new players to be overwhelmed with such high-powered characters. This module definitely needs an experienced DM. While the adventure clearly has one foot in the realm of D&D and Pathfinder, you'll need a good knowledge of your system of choice to flesh out NPCs, monster stats, and skill checks. For example, the final battle with the dragon doesn't give any indication on the age of the creature, telling the DM to pick one based on whatever rule set they use. If you want to scale down the party levels like something in the 1 to 4 range, simply pick a different big bad, as that's really the only combat in the adventure. You don't have to have a dragon at the end, other than it's kind of iconic and new players might be expecting it. Alternatively, you might have the dragon as the big bad who flees and leaves this combat to a lieutenant. This can be especially good if you want this to be the beginning of a longer campaign, marking the dragon as the campaign's final boss and not this adventure's boss. Unless you plan to hand out magic items during character creation, you might want to plan some side quests or other ways to get magic into your players' hands. Other than the researchers handing over a single potion of healing, there's no other magic in the game. For me, I would plan extra time to learn the concepts as much as possible. Not to be an expert, but enough to understand the underlying principles. Also, if you have access to a good color printer, consider at least printing out some of the beautiful NASA space images as player handouts. This adventure could be an interesting way to leverage a setting such as Spelljammer. Maybe that's how the players get from Earth to Exlaris, with a few low-level adventures on the way to let new players test drive their characters and their PC's abilities. Similarly, you can leverage the Artificer class and other techno-magic concepts from Eberron to flesh out this world. Finally, in just 44 pages, this module sets up the bare bones of a really interesting setting, especially the concepts of a rogue planet and a setting where most of the world is in perpetual darkness. If you haven't looked at the module, follow the link in the show notes below and go download a copy for yourself. If you have read the module, what do you like most about it? And do you want to see more TTRPG content from NASA? Leave a comment below. Cheers. Until next time.